I'm not making any money. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use. Fair use. Yeah. Barakatah Yahawah. Barakatah Yahawashi. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa QaDash. I'd like to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the apostles, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, Shalom. To you sisters, your Yahawah, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawah with the lesson, and I am not making any money off of this. It's for educational purposes only. I am not making any money off of this at all.
I'm an example of what trap and earn. Under table money, tax return. Cut the cake and split it with the wolves. Jealous niggas, they collapse and burn. Selfish with it, you become the fool. Vulnerable, now women love to do. One of the greatest writers like I'm Ye. You feeling different? Who the fuck are you? Carbon fiber on the whip. It's a movie, baby, get a clip. This new world order ain't shit. And I'm not implanted with a chip. Bosses don't follow protocol. Hit your city.
This new world order ain't what?
This new world order ain't shit, and I'm not implanted with a chip. Bosses don't follow.
Yeah, so, yeah. That's it right there. Huh? That's it. That's it. See? Because you people say that you're prophets and you're this and that. Here, this guy's just a rapper, right? And he's correlating the New World Order with the micro C hip, right? 2 Peter 2:1. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, right? In times past, you had false prophets then. Hey, man. Even as there shall be false teachers among you, and there's false prophets and teachers now among us right now, right? That's why they're not coming up with the obvious thing that there is, right? The most obvious thing there is. Trying to make it complicated, you know. It's what do they say? It's sin. It's there might be a microchip in there somewhere, but the microchip ain't it, right? Right. It's sin. Whenever you think to do something and you put your hand to it, then that's the mark of the beast, right? These are the things that people try to tell you, but it's false teachers among you who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, and you can see that. This whole thing. Edomite can be saved, or a heathen can be saved, beamed up to the chariot at the same time you can't. That is a damnable heresy. And then you're privily, you kind of sneakily trying to come in through the back door, the side door, coming in to bring in something that it's false, right? And it's like a crafty way to do it. And then you got the people who's not rooted, and they'll follow behind these people, man. Right? Even this dude proved that he was it Hassad proved it that he basically what he was saying. He's not rooted and grounded in his belief. Do you listen to a person like that? When the scripture says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I mean, anything he do, anything he say is not going to be sound judgment, right? At the end of the day, bringing damnable heresies, even denying the outer one, Yahawashi, basically, that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And that's what's going to happen to Deacon Hakad and Hassad, right? And all you other Israelites who bring in these different heresies, you know, who don't want to obey. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Yeah, because you're not obeying the simple things, right? So it's 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve, right? Some people, you know, they're getting paid. Serpent come in there and, hey, yeah, you know what? If you just stop using the name, or if you could just teach that heathens can make it, right? Which ultimately we know what heathen you're trying to say can make it. Bringing in some damnable heresy, the serpent get in there and beguile you, because you feel like I'm not gonna make it anyway, or whatever you must be thinking. You know, you didn't have faith. You wouldn't fully persuaded in your own mind, right? So so the serpent came in there and go, yeah, well, you know what, that does sound good. You know what? I guess I'll get some, I guess I'll get the little paycheck or whatever you was doing. You know, you now you buddy with vocab and with this world. Anything that's saying that the micro C hip ain't the mark of the beast is definitely compromised, right? Right? You can be beguiled like Eve through his subtlety. So your minds should your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity. Woo, come on now. That your mind shall be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach, man. Right? The simplicity of Yahawashi. Now your mind is corrupted, and now yeah, it makes sense. Now it makes sense being a double-minded man. Now your whole mind is corrupted, right? Now you other people trying to say, oh, it's sin, it's sleeping with white women, all these other madness that you say that the thing that the charagma, the crocs, the grapho is. You people are full of madness, man. For if he that cometh preaching another Hamashiach, and that's ultimately what you're preaching, right? Without the MOTB being what it obvious is, the simplicity of it is, right? We see people buying and selling with it. We see where the technology is going. Now you want to slip in there. Oh, well, it might be a microchip in there. It might, the technology is. You were supposed to. Being a prophet means that you foresee the future. You don't wait till it come up on you and now you say something. Then you're not a prophet. You're just stating some obvious things, right? You're backpedaling. You know? You're trying to cover your ass. But ultimately, it proves that you're a false teacher, right? A false prophet, right? You know, and you're preaching another Yahawashi, whom we have not preached, right? We're not gonna preach you something else. We're gonna keep. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Holy Bible. The micro C hip is the mark of the beast, man. Period. We're not going to sway off of what the truth is. And what the obvious truth, the simplicity of it, something we've seen 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Right? I remember when the Lord showed me, I was like 17 when the Lord showed me that was, and I've never changed from that. I mean, well, maybe it's this and maybe it's this and that. Nah. It's plain and simple. Right? The simplicity of Hamashiach. And see, then you come out and you're basically preaching another Yahawashi and Mashiach, whom we have not preached. Or if ye receive another spirit, and that's another spirit to say that the here this dude's a rapper, right? Listen to the old the Goody Mob. Who's that peeping in my window? He talks about no more fishing for you, your fish. They're gonna put a chip. No more fishing for your fish. What is he talking about? No more just going to go buy your food, however, or get your food how you want it. You're gonna need a chip to do it, right? Even Ice Cube, back in the day, he had a song, and it was like an intro, and he was talking about, "Hey, mama, they got us in prison. They putting chips in us, right?" So this thing is long, man. So hey, and you call yourself a prophet. You say you're a teacher, right? To be a preacher is the same thing as a prophet, right? That's what preacher means. You just break down prophet. It means preacher. If you break down preacher, you might as well just say you're supposed to foretell what's going to happen before it happens and give sound judgment, right? Or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received, or another gospel, right? Because if you say FRNs is good news, or digital dollars is a good news, because we know that's where it's getting switched over to. That's good news. The Palantir, which really goes back to what their Esau's good news, right? Their gospel, right? Their Hopseer, that's their good news. So you're gonna be surveillanced. That's your good news. A whole nother good news. Well, that's Esau's good news. To surveillance you with this Hopseer, with this Palantir, right? Which ye have not accepted. Ye might well bear with him, right? You can't hey, you could bear with someone who's teaching some madness, but we can't. We can't stand you. We can't be around you. For I suppose I was not a wit behind the very chiefest apostles. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, right? Yeah, so we might be rude in speech, but we're gonna tell you that the MOTB is sleeping with white women. We're gonna tell you the MOTB is Christianity, or a picture of Cesare Borgia, or it's spiritual, right? No, everything is spiritual in a sense, but we're gonna give you a direct answer. It's the micro C hit. We've been seeing that that's the way it was going, right? Long time ago, right? But we have been thoroughly made manifest. Yeah, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things, right? All the things that's happening, man. The true men of the Lord are being made manifest right before your eyes, man. Because everything is coming through, and hey, it's being manifest to you. The truth don't have to be you know, it don't got to be complex. It's just simple, right? Simplicity of Yahawashi, right? Hamashiach. Let me come back here to 2 Peter 2 and verse 2. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of, right? Oh no, that ain't that. That's sleeping white women. No, it's spiritual. It's the democratic and the thing in all of its ways, and it might be a microchip in there too. You know, it's politics in all their ways, and it might be a microchip, right? Which, in a sense, you're right, but why not just get to the point? It's the micro chip, period. Are they going to use policy and this and that and laws and this and that to get to that? Yeah, but why not just get to the point? It's the micro chip. Don't take it. However they try to do it, right? Just give me a plain. The Lord said, look. Yeah, so this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. It says, and the Yahawah, right? Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi answered me and said, write the vision, right? Because you're a prophet. It's a vision. You're foretelling a vision before it happens, right? And it's been the same forever. Since the apostles came out, they've been saying this. From before they came out, they've been saying this. Before I even knew about GMS, I've been saying it. I've been saying it since my youth. I've been knowing before I even met up or met anyone from GMS. I've been saying that the micro hip is the mark of the beast. But it just made sense when you find the real true men of the Lord, and then it's connecting with some of the things the Lord showed you before you met. So then, boom, okay, this makes sense because they're saying the right, correct things, right? And making it plain upon tables. Hey, look, yeah, they may use policy and do this and that to push the micro hip, but why not just make it plain and just say, hey, look, the mark of the beast is the micro hip. We won't have to make it complicated and go, well, this and that, and well, then it might be a spiritual, and they might pull something way out of left field and do this. No, let's just make it simple. Stay away from the micro hip. Do not get nothing put within your skin. Matter of fact, we'll go back to the law, right? Showing you're not supposed to do anything to your flesh in the first place. And then you have men preaching damnable heresies. Well, you had tattoo. What do you mean you had tattoos? You put needles in you. You didn't have every vaccination, this and that. You mean you can't get pierced? You know? You want to eat, don't you? You know, General Rohania. Yep, he said that. You want to eat, don't you? You mean you done did all the drugs? You done put heroin in you, and now you're scared of a needle? Teaching damnable heresies, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord said, make it what? Make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right? You read the scriptures, because we're not telling you just to believe us. Go read it for yourself. Follow along. Bring out your Bible. Put some notes. The apostles always say, don't just don't. You got to be like the Church of Berea, man. Go back and study to make sure that it's true. There's plenty of videos on the micro hip, right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, right? And we're at the time. The end is now. This ain't far into the future, right? This ain't 2000 where you said the world was going to end in 2000. Well, the technology is here now, which they had it then. but it's finally perfected where they can use it, right? Where they're gonna literally shut down the dollar, which they already stopped using, making the penny. They're gonna stop making all the coins, and they're just gonna shut it all down, right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end, right, where you're living in the end, it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And they're speeding up everything as we speak on a day-to-day basis, right? You got these false prophets, false teachers. It says, and ye shall not round the corners of your head, where they lining their head, lining their beards up. Neither shall thus mar the corners of thy beard, right? It's things that they're doing, man. Meanwhile, teaching you all sorts of madness on top of it. You know? Edomites and all sorts of heathens can be saved. The micro C-hip is Christianity in all its forms. Oh, and it may be it might be a micro C-hip in there somewhere due to the policies and this and that, instead of just giving you a direct answer, right? That's how you know somebody just being false, instead of just making it plain upon the table. It says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh. See, going back to the law. So we're gonna tell you the truth. Look, the law in itself says you should not make any cuttings in your flesh, right? For the dead, nor print any markings upon you. I am Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, QaDash, your power, right? The power of Israel, right? So you have genuine. You used to use heron and shoot needles in your, and now you're scared of a new. You know what I'm saying? Won't you go on and get it? You want to eat, don't you? Right? Bishop Nate, what do you say? It's up to you what you want to do. If you got you a nursing job and you want to keep your job, do what you need to do. Not trust the Most High. Well, you know, we have to take all different types of vaccines and shots so we can fly to Well, you ain't supposed to be in Africa. You know? Using your experience as jet setting as a way to tell the people how to live. Well, they ain't going on no jet setting. They're just here, right here in America, about to face a battle, right? Yeah. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 40. It says, "Oh my people, hear my word." Right? You're supposed to have the right prophet, the right teacher, so you can hear the word of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi correctly, broken down, rightly dividing the word of truth. Right? It says, "Make ye ready to thy battle." Right? That's what we're about to face. You don't tell people, hey, yeah, just get whatever you want to eat. You give them a bunch of mixed freaking answers. Well, it could be this, and it could be that, and you know what? It's sin. And whatever you think, and you put your hand to it. Well, nigga, didn't I steal a bag of chips when I was a kid, or some candy when I was a kid? So you mean when I thought about it, I was a little kid, and I went in there. My mama told me not put my hand in the cookie jar, and I went and did it anyway. I now have the mark of the beast because I stole the cookie, because I thought about it and I put my hand to it, and now I have the mark of the. It doesn't make sense, bro. That's the way, and that shows you that you're breaking it down, because I seen some Edomites break it down that way. showing you're getting your doctrine from Esau. So, you dudes are compromised, man. You're not making them ready, and make you ready to thy battle. You're not making them ready to the battle, man. So we're gonna make it plain upon tables, and says, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And saying that's what we're telling you. Last thing you need to do is put something that's gonna make you sicker. They're gonna be spraying shit in the air. They're gonna be doing all sorts of things. You're gonna need to be as healthy as you could possibly be, right? Herbs and vitamins and whatever, go on some walks, and the brothers be doing that, man. The elders do that. The elders do walks and talks. Come on now. Showing you that the micro C hip is what it is, because he says, and you're gonna have to put off being able to. Well, here it is. And he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. Yeah, you sell, you buy and sell to make money. That's going into merchandise. Well, once the micro C hip is on the scene, I have no more desire to sell, right? You just got to flee away. You got to be a pilgrim. And he that buyeth as one that will lose, right? You just got to walk away from it, right? It says, he that occupieth merchandise, right? And that's ultimately what it is. You can buy and sell merchandise, a lifestyle, a living, whether you buy your car insurance and your you people have this thing, your life insurance. You have car insurance and life insurance and home renters insurance. There's other things. Your cell phone bill, your light bill, food. Well, there ain't no food unless that's what they're gonna do. No. Well, they already saying that in England. No digital ID, no job. No, they already said it. No shot, no jump shot, no job. Now they tell you no digital ID, no job. Sounds familiar, right? And he that occupy merchandise, as he that haveth no profit by it. You have no profit by this, man. And he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein, right? You're building your dream home or whatever. Hey, listen. You're in a time where you're not going to be able to dwell in there, right? What are they saying? Other people buying land and trying to build schools and build an Israelite community. Hey, you're not going to dwell in it. Well, I mean, if you do, you may be your final resting place in it too, right? You might be building your own tombstone, at this point, because the Lord said, be a pilgrim. He that soweth as if he should not reap, right? Not that you're not going to reap, and not that you're not expecting to reap, but you have to look as while you're in the midst of doing this thing, Babylon, because we still have to live. But at the drop of a hat, you got to just walk away from it, because that's the time you live, and it can happen any moment at this point, right? Peace and safety, then sudden destruction. You ever heard of that? I don't know, maybe. And you have to look at it that way, that you may not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard, right? Because some brothers is, they get in their own little garden, they got their own little garden, because you can't trust the food at the grocery store. So you planting your own garden, you're doing your own little thing. Hey, but as he that shall not gather the grapes, you may have your little thing, and you may not be able to gather it all. You may be able to grab a couple a little bit and dip out, or you may not be able to grab any at all. you know. But you're not gonna have a great substance from your garden, because you know those things, they spoil. You may the first night or two, day or two, you know, whether they put an EMP or something in the you know, whatever, when there's no electricity and this and that, you know. Yeah, so this is First Corinthians chapter 14 verse 8. If for if there for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who will prepare himself to the battle? So you're teaching something different than what it really is. How are you making your people ready for the battle? They're not ready. You're teaching them uncertain things. Well, it could be this, it could be that, I don't know, it could be this over there, it could be this thing in the air, and then when you grab after it, and you have your mind towards it, and you grab, oh yeah, you know. Hey, look, making it plain upon tables. It's the micro C hit. That's it. And we can see the evidence of that. People are literally all over the world, even here in America, swiping their hand, buying things, swiping their hands to get into their place of employment, right? That Three Squares company was in Connecticut. That happened, you know, 2017, right? The whole entire company has all their employees swiping with their hands to get on the computer to make a copy from the fax machine, or the copy machine, or the fax machine, to get on the computer to go to the lunchroom to buy their lunch. The whole entire company's like that, right? Are you making people ready for the battle? So likewise, ye except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? Right? Except you just say something just simple that needs to be understood. Buy and sell, micro C hip. Swipe your hand, or it's in your forehead. We can see the technology. They're gonna wipe away the current, was it petrodollar, fiat, however you want to call it, the dollar. It's gonna be no more. Making it plain upon tables. Just keeping it simple. Right? Right? For ye shall speak into the air, right? And that's what you're telling people. Yeah, you know, it's whatever you, it's sin. The mark of the beast is sin, and whatever you put your hand to, that's what it is. And you think about it, and it's yeah, that's that. I mean, and it's sin in all its forms, right? It's Christianity in all its forms. It's the politics in all its forms. So what? you're not giving a certain answer, right? Yeah. So this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. We'll do the Amplified version first. It says also he compels all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, right? And how is he compelling you, right? Because one way they're going to compel you is what? Kill you, right? Matter of fact, let's go up one, and it says, and he is giving great power to give breath to the image of the beast, right? Breath meaning what? Knowledge, right? The what is it called? Genesis, right? They're gonna increase the Genesis with the medical, with the financial, and link it to also being able to link it to travel, right? Whether you have carbon footprint, or you have enough digital money, or whatever however they think the amount that they do, because it's like a non-existent number, but they could say what you have and what you don't have, or whatever. I don't know, but it goes into this. The breath goes into the knowledge, the wisdom of this Genesis, right? This AI system, the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast will even appear to speak and cause those, right? And then going to the AI, it's going to be able to speak. They're going to have these robot police robots, and drones and things like that. Put forth the policy: you won't be able to buy and sell unless you have the charagma, right? Karax grapho, right? And it's going to be able to speak to you and cause those, right? Because through the palantir, it'll be able to surveillance you, and it will be able to comb through, and then people are going to be afraid. Those who do not bow down and worship the image of the beast, to be put to death, right? To be killed. So people are going to a lot of people are going to be afraid. Oh my God, look at that. They're ostracizing them. They're keeping them away from, and I don't want to die, and I don't want to be alone. I don't want people to think of me in a certain way. So they're gonna compel. So, and also he will compel, right? Through death, through hunger, starvation, the small and the great, the rich and the poor, the free and the slaves, right? Because when you're in prison, you're locked. You're basically a slave, right? But we're all slaves here, right? At this point, But it's ones who know that who they belong to. They belong to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, and we don't belong to Esau. But some people are just gonna bow down. Hey, well, I guess he's running everything. I guess I don't want to uproot my life because children, they're just going to a school. They just barely found friends. We're just gonna go ahead and go with this thing, right? to be given a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, signifying allegiance to the beast system, right? The fourth industrial system, the fourth beast, the last beast that was told of Daniel that was going to be the last one ruling. Now it has this exponential technology, man. This great grand technology, right? This great dragon that has this technology, and that no one will be able to buy or sell except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? That's mark, meaning charagma, right? A stamp, an implanted mark, of a mark stamped on the forehead or in the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Well, there's no one Antichrist. The system in itself, the AI system, Esau is anti Hamashiach, right? Their whole thing, right? He's sitting in the temple of God as if he is God, and this thing is gonna make him be a god because Palantir or Hop Sir has surveillance and cameras and everywhere, and it's gonna make people fear. You're gonna fear. Okay, I better not do this. I better not do that. They can see me, right? I remember when that happened to my first job when they started putting cameras. And I was talking to one dude I used to always chop it up with, and I see him. Hey man, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, hey man, come over here. They watching us. You know, we have to talk. What's up, man? Yeah, I ain't seen you in a while. What's good? Yeah, they say real quick, you know, because the cameras is watching us. I was like, what the fuck? Like, dude, doing like like he's in one of these like crazy sci-fi movies. But the thing about this is about to be reality. Sci-fi movies where they're watching us. Go ahead, say what you need to say real quick. Just don't make it all obvious. What you want to say? Say something, but don't say nothing out crazy, cause they might be able to penalize us or something. Yeah. And this is my favorite one right here. It says the mark branded upon horses, right? Which means ownership, right? Cattle, right? Goyim, cattle, right? And that's how they think of you. Let's go a little bit further in the root. Karax, right? Which is the delivery system. The needle, right? Sharpened to the point, right? A needle. Pale stake, palisade, rampart, right? Right. It's a thing. The sharp part. You make it sharp, and like you're building a fence. You put a point at the end of all the fence, and then you drive it down into the ground. Well, your flesh. Going back to the beginning, it says you're made from the dust of the ground. So you're gonna put the needle, the stake, the palace through your skin, drive it through you, put in the charagma, right? That's the mark. Grapho, right? Says to write, to referring to the form of a letter. So this thing's gonna this thing that's gonna go inside you, the charagma that's gonna go inside you through the delivery system is gonna be able to have writings on it, right? Because it goes obviously it's gonna go beyond just a tattoo, because you're dealing with the digital age, the digital times, right? Knowledge shall increase, Daniel said, right? Yeah. Let me just get to the point, because it talks about parchment paper, or other material, right? And a microchip hip, the digital, the board or whatever it is. What do you call it? They call it a motherboard, but that thing has information on it, and that would be of another material that actually has writings in it, right? What's my favorite? Oh, right here, B. Right here it says B. It says to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, writing down, right? Or records, right? And that's exactly what it's going to have. Your records, right? Dental record, medical records, right? Banking records, you know, your arrest records, right? If you know what I mean, everything, your records, right? So it ain't gonna be none of this other thing. This is that part of that transparency they keep talking about, because they're gonna be able to swipe and know everything about you, or walk through, and they're gonna be able to know exactly who you are, right? So with all that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa QaDash. I'd like to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder apostles, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, your Yahawah, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence, and above all, Kwame Asherallah.